Dzień dobry. Welcome back to an episode of Birdies with Boynsy. This week, a request all the way from Poland. Alex and Adrian used to be members, used to be captains here at the Weald. They've sent in a request. How do we deal with the slope on the 8th at the Weald? With the three different pin positions we have here at the Weald, we've got a red at the front, a yellow that we currently have in the middle, and a white at the back. Adrian has asked how we play to all three of these pin positions up the slope. He said his local course in Poland has a slope that's maybe a bit more severe than this, but this is the closest we've got to it here. So how are we going to try and get close to all three flags? Well, I've got three different clubs. Let me talk you through the setup and how to play the shot, and hopefully we can execute it. Shot one, for the red flag that's at the front of the green, I'm going to be using my 58-degree wedge. I need a little bit more height and I need less run. So the shot for this is going to go higher and not run as far. We're going to take out this slope. We don't want to just bump it up there, especially in these wet, wintry conditions. So ball position a little bit nearer the front of the stance, and I'm going to open the club up. We can use a little bit of wrist if we're confident in our strike, but mainly we want to get the strike. With the flag being at the front, I don't mind if we're 10, 15 foot past the flag because it's a little bit of a tricky shot. So we're just going to imagine we got this pin at the front, and let's see if we can just get a nice heighted shot, high flighted shot, and get it to land softly. Maybe exaggerated the height that I needed there, but just wanted to emphasise that that shot to the flag at the front of the green needs that height, and it's going to have that stop and drop. Maybe we'll have a little request from one of the greenkeepers about a flop shot in the coming weeks, just for you, Nicky. How do we tackle this flag in the middle of the green? We're going to play it to that yellow flag. Okay, it could be a little bit deeper in the green. I'm going to go down the loft, 54 degrees. That is going to have enough height to get over this slope. It's going to pop up in the air. I don't need to manipulate the ball position. Could maybe even have it a little bit further back, because it's still going to have enough loft and elevation. Because we're going for a lower lofted club, it's going to roll out slowly. We've just got to commit through the strike, commit through the swing, and try and get a good strike on the ball and judge the distance. As you see, doesn't quite have the same flight as the 58, comes out a little bit lower. So what do you reckon we're going to do for the flag at the back? We're going to go down even more loft, just to my 50 degree. It's going to come out even lower, don't have to hit it as hard, and we're going to get that chasing up the green. We've played to those first two flags, now we're going to play one up to the top tier. Okay, it's a little bit wet out here, so I'm going to change my landing zone a little bit further up. I think that 54's even just not run out as much as I'd expect. Again, with the slope not being as severe as maybe the situation Adrian's trying to describe, my 50 degrees going to get enough height, so I can play this like a fairly normal shot. Feet a bit closer together, and then I've just got to trust. I don't need to try and stay back and help it up. We can set the weight forward and know that the 50 degree is going to have enough height to cover this. And then where do we want to land it? Probably at the start, short of the slope, just at the front of the slope, sorry. So again, I'm going to go over that front ball, everything there. Lands just by the slope and trickles up to the back. Hope that helps. So maybe there, the wet conditions helping me a bit, not getting as much roll out. You probably saw the 50 degree shot there go maybe even a bit higher than the 54. That's because of the length of shot. So I've had to hit it a bit harder. It's travelled a further distance. If I was hitting them to the same flag, if I was hitting the 50, in fact, let's just do one now. If I was hitting the 50 to that flag, I could probably still access it, but it just brings in a little bit more of that lower, and we've got a bit more run. I just prefer the 54. So compare the two shots, the 50 and the 54, to the yellow. That's when you'll see the height difference. Hopefully that shot helps you, Adrian. Like I said, we've already got a request for next week. We're going to be on to the flop shot. If you've got any shots that you'd like to know, especially with the weather changing, we're getting into that wetter period, that winter golf, let me know.